Gregg Araki has had enough of the sex scene discourse online and has returned with his first feature film since 2014. I Want Your Sex is here, and it's kind of one of the best movies of the year, in my opinion. I got to check this out back at the Chicago Critics Film Festival in May, and it absolutely blew the roof off of the Music Box Theater. Everyone was really, really into it for the most part. It was a lively, enthusiastic, and queer crowd. It was the perfect crowd to experience all the heightened absurdity and maximalism that Gregg Araki brings to his work. I Want Your Sex tells the story of Elliot, played by Cooper Hoffman, a young Gen Z man who lands a job for a renowned and provocative artist named Erica Tracy, played by Olivia Wilde, and all of his fantasies come true as Erica hires him to become her sexual muse. You know, in our current media landscape, there's this constant debate about sex in media being unnecessary and how we don't have to depict it, which eventually spirals into a larger conversation about like why Gen Z is quote unquote afraid of sex. And I think what makes this film succeed is Gregg Araki is very interested in that. He is very interested and curious as to why Gen Z has the opinions it does around sex and intimacy, but he's not being judgmental. He is genuinely curious. And I think that's why I love the work I've seen from him and why he is successful in the subjects he tackles, because he always approaches first and foremost from a place of curiosity, not judgment. And I think the movie does present this really interesting idea of like intimacy, why younger generations like really grapple with it. And it's all contrasting with Erica Tracy's like unapologetic pleasure she derives from sex, the joy she gets from it, the fun she has with it. She is so like uninhibited sexually. So like her and Elliot's like perspectives like really collide in a very interesting way. But I don't think Araki like really postures one over the other. In fact, I do think it kind of shows like the downsides of both, like what happens when you simply view sex as a vehicle for pleasure versus like only wanting it to be like this big like intimate emotional thing and putting everything emotionally onto it. I think it is like kind of like striving for like this middle ground, right? I think this movie like really understands that sex is intricate and it is a lot of things and can be a lot of things. And it isn't all of those things all at once, all of the time, but I think every facet is crucial to it and how you view it and how you mine a healthy relationship with it. All of this is unfolding under this umbrella of like a noirish kind of mystery that feels like it's winking at the camera the whole time in the best heightened way. And that works in tandem with the visual flair of this. Everything is really bright and soaked in neon. The costumes are so like distinct and personable. It's just so wonderful to see a movie that was like lit brightly. There were bright colors on screen. The costuming was like distinct and had personality to it. I was just like living my best life. The performances are terrific in this. Cooper Hoffman, I'm so glad my Cooper Hoffman stock continues to pay off. He's so exciting and fun as an actor, and I think he just like really lets himself go to these places in a really exciting way. It's just been really fun to watch him continue to challenge himself, and I think this is my favorite performance of his yet. He leans into this kind of bumbling, awkward persona as his character of Elliot is really trying to navigate this new world and explore. I think it's very vulnerable, but it's also got like this charm. You totally buy into like why Erica Tracy is like interested in him and why she's drawn to him. Speaking of Erica Tracy, I think this is Olivia Wilde's best performance. She is delicious in this. She is really going for it, and I think she really has a mastery and command of the Gregg Araki vibe. She knows exactly how to play this thing and knows exactly how to exist in the world. It's thrilling. She commands every scene she's in. She delivers these ridiculous dry lines with like utmost sincerity. Like she firmly believes everything that is coming out of her mouth, no matter how ridiculous it is. It's really fun, it's really silly, and it gets a little dark as we watch her kind of take us down this almost destructive path. Mason Gooding is a lot of fun as Elliot's co-worker Zap. He doesn't have a lot to do, but I really love the levity he brings. Chase Sui Wonders is Apple, Elliot's roommate and best friend. She is lovely. I think she carries a lot of like emotional weight in this, as she really shoulders this like burden that sex has brought into her life. She's very repressed and really trying to figure it out, but also like has put a lot of like her emotional hopes and dreams and everything into the idea of sex and intimacy. And it's really sad and devastating, but beautifully played the way that unfolds. Daveed Diggs as Victor, Erica's business manager, campy, delicious, fun. Charlie XCX is Elliot's girlfriend Minerva, and she is really great in this as well. She fully also understands like the world of Gregg Araki. I think she does it flawlessly. It's such a deadpan dream of a performance. Yeah, I loved this so much. It was my favorite from that film festival I saw it at. I just think this is such like an unbridled, unapologetic testament to exploration. I think it really acknowledges the freedom you find in it, the way like it can help shape identity and confidence, but it also does acknowledge like the emotional truth of it and like what it means to really be intimate with someone beyond just like the physical carnal act. And I think it really like makes room for a lot of truth and the way we engage with it. Gregg Araki really has his finger on the cultural pulse and understands like the way we engage with it is much different than we did even just 10 years ago. The way like social media and our current culture kind of influences our relationship with intimacy. And in true Gregg Araki fashion, it just goes and goes to the most absurd places in the best way. And I think it really is such an interesting encapsulation of like love and sex and intimacy and the fear around it and the stigma around it and what it means to just like surrender yourself to exploration. I don't know. I loved it. I need to see it again to like unpack it more, but I gave it 5 stars out of that festival. I walked out and felt like I could kick down a wall. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you do all the things you're supposed to do with the YouTube channel. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me everywhere, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.